Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Comics Illustrator Ron Friends, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's an electric mullet. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Electric Mullet, your Superman podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, well, he's back. Well, Tyler's out, but now coming back, it is, Silver Banshee Fan Club Vice Director. Oh, you didn't give me a
Well, I'm sure there's somebody else who's a much bigger fan of Silver Banshee than I am out there. There has to be. But it's me, Justin the Owl, swooping back into Metropolis to talk about some classic Superman with my pal Phil.
He's like, I'm the vice director. I'm sure there's some cosplayers who painted their face like Silver Banshee.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I bet it's only a few Google image searches away.
Oh, that's right, kids. Be good, or you'll find yourself in the court of Justin the Owl.
Yeah, that's right. Don't forget your place.
Oh my! All right, so tonight we got 3 books. We have adventure or Action Comics $5.99. So yeah, kids, 600's next episode, I believe.
The big milestone is next.
Yep. Superman 17 and Adventures of Superman 440, setting up a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up here soon.
A lot of big things happening in the world of Superman here.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And the second appearance by the Metal Men in a year, right?
Yeah. Because they were just a couple months ago in action. Yeah, and they're back in tonight's action.
Back again.
Mm-hmm. And then Silver Banshee's back tonight. Who also appeared in action, but this time appears in Superman.
Right.
All right. All right. Should we jump in? I have tiny little synopses tonight. So.
Okay.
Ready.
4-word synopses for these, do we?
Maybe not 4, but not that much more. Not that much bigger. All right.
All right.
So yeah, we'll start with Adventure. I keep saying Adventure. Action Comics, $5.99 from April 1988. Element 126. Writer John Byrne, penciler Ross Andrew, inker John Byrne and Keith Williams, colorist Petra Skodish, letterer John Costanza. Can't stand you. And editor Mike Carlin. The Metal Men go to Dr. Tinker to have their comrade Tin revived, but they get more than they bargained for when Lex Luthor gets involved in the revival project. Maybe your first clue might have been the doctor's name was Tinker.
Yeah. Not really the best choice there. Working independently, the Metal Men don't really make the most logical decisions, do they?
Yeah. I wondered. Boy, that sounds like a fake name. Sounds like
well, I wonder, maybe they discuss it, but why couldn't they talk to Dr. Magnus about fixing Tin?
Well, remember at the end of when the last time they showed up in action, he was they were like, "Oh, Doc, you need to fix up Tin," and he's like, "No, you just got yourself into this." And it's just like,
yeah, I know. Reading and at the end of this too, I really get. I haven't read a whole lot of Metal Men. I don't know if you have, Phil, but what I've read, I really get the distinct feeling that Dr. Magnus despises his creations.
Yeah, from
he hates the metal. He hates the Metal Men. He loathes them. He considers them a bane of his existence, and he actively rebels in their in their destruction, in their demise, like when they get into trouble, like you deserved it. Yeah, you deserved it. There you go, Metal Man. You deserved it. He's a nasty piece of work. Yeah.
From what the little I've read, most of it usually is like when they guest star somewhere else. It seems like Magnus for the longest time that it doesn't seem like he likes him. I'm like, shouldn't you created him? Shouldn't they? Shouldn't.
Yeah, take some responsibility for your creations, man. Don't be resentful about it. Just fix it.
Is he just a bad father? I don't know.
I guess. Yeah, he'd rather suck on that pipe than do something creative about it, but whatever.
Whoa. Well, I mean, there are a lot of bad parents who've done that rather than be a good.
That's true.
Smoke to
All right.
Scream at.
All right. So we'll get into this issue. Yeah, I was wondering. The art it smacks a little of Byrne, but I'd forgotten he hadn't penciled this. He inked it. With Keith Williams.
Keith Williams did the background inks.
Yeah, it's like Ross Andrew is
Ross Andrew, and I love Ross Andrew. Yeah, but you can definitely see Byrne's Byrne's influence underneath in the inking, the figure inks. Yeah,
I think even more than like when Byrne like pencils and someone else like inks them. Sometimes, you can see more of the Byrne influence, this way around.
Yeah, definitely.
But yes, this one starts with the Metal Men. Sneaking into this lab, and yes, this Dr. Tinker was supposed to fix Tin, but when they walk in, all they see is a giant green glowing android. They're like, "What's going on? That isn't Tin."
He's encased within this giant thing. Yeah.
And then we get this weird flashback where the Metal Men. I don't know if I knew this. Like the Metal Men can look human.
Yeah, I guess they can. Yeah, which again, I haven't read a whole lot of their stuff, so I wasn't aware of this, but
but they go to Tinker since Magnus wouldn't help them fix Tin, and they get like, oh, this is like the whole like the brain or whatever. It's like the response meter or whatever, and it's
yeah.
And I guess they didn't vet this guy too well, because he's like, I took it. He's like, I asked my employer to help me. They're like, Luthor.
Yeah, they obviously didn't do their research very well.
I love when they're like,
I would have gone to Star Labs first. Like,
I know.
Jeez.
Although in the comics, man, and especially in this era, I mean, Star Labs is the evil factory. So.
Oh, true. That's true. They had a pretty bad
bunch of accidents and
that's true. Yeah.
But I love their gear. Could it be that stupid? I'm like, you didn't vet this guy to know he's working for Luthor, or you do know, you still did it.
Yeah. And they already know that Luthor is a bad guy because the last time.
Oh yeah. But they're like, they're like, if we wanted Lex Luthor involved, we would have approached him directly, and that's when Lex is all of a sudden just standing there,
just standing there grinning. And this part surprised me when he blows up the Metal Men, like it makes them all explode and drip down the drain. I was like, wow.
Yeah, basically
escalated quickly.
I know, basically just melts them, and they're all like puddles, and then he picks up the response meters, and
he just flushes the rest.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's a drain in the floor, pretty much. Yeah, like you said, just flushes them away.
I remember being really surprised by that part the first time I read it, thinking, wow.
Yeah, that's like the first 8 pages. Yeah, again, no Superman, and Lex basically just melts the Metal Men
single-handedly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love when he's like, "You make me sound like some nefarious rapscallion," and then he melts him.
Yeah.
And not all like the honored and respected businessman I am. I want to know, where did he come from? Because he's just like standing in front of that computer bank. I'm like, okay, did no one's? I guess you walked in and no one noticed.
Maybe he rose up from some like secret thing in the floor.
Oh
You know, some panel came away and he just came up out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I could see that being Lex's thing. Yeah.
What villains are us?
Yeah.
Mm.
And then Clark is flying along and here's some screaming. Superman hears some screaming coming from one of LexCorp's buildings. And it's just this girl shrieking at the top of her lungs, sitting in a chair.
Oh yeah, of course, Lex has like the building line, so he can't use his X-ray vision. He's like, oh, I'm gonna have to chance it. Yeah, he goes in it. Yeah, I love. She's just sitting on this stool, like,
yeah, just screaming
like,
her head off.
Excellent, Miss Markham. As always, you have the finest lungs in LexCorp. I'm like,
too bad he didn't have Silver Banshee's number. He could have had her do all the screaming in there.
I know, but that's the weirdest that you have the finest lungs. I'm like, you talking about her screaming or like her chest? I'm like,
probably both with
well,
Lex. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you paid off those implants well.
Non-silicone.
Oh.
It's a patented LexCorp formula. It's not silicone.
Well, I had some extra material left over from the metal man.
Right? Had to use the rest of that for something.
So, but yeah, Superman flies in, all of a sudden gets
yeah, he gets sick.
Yeah, like hits the floor because Lex has used used tin, but now Tin's body is now the Kryptonoid man.
Kryptonoid.
Yeah. Because Superman says, "Where'd you get all this kryptonite?" So Lex tells him a lot of flashbacks this time. So yeah, Lex tells him how Tinker brought him the just called him the brain of tin, and Lex is basically the R meter. Let's call this because that's what he calls it. Let's see. The metal men are not really made of the metals they seem. Rather, their unique substance reacts with the signals from the R meter to duplicate the properties of the metal they are designated to be.
Mm-hmm.
So when I immersed Tin's modified R meter into the polymer of his body, it assumed all the properties of kryptonite. And my K-Man was born.
Yep.
Mm.
Some more fuzzy science for us, folks.
Yes. Yeah.
Fuzzy comic book science,
I'm like, if they could take, why would you make? I don't know. If the things can make them, adapt to the bodies, take on the properties of whatever metal, why don't you just all make them like, I know we don't have adamantium here, but something like that.
Yeah. Or just gold, that we could have a limitless supply of wealth. Like you'd be the wealthiest person in the world.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he wants different properties like mercury. I can become liquid at the room.
Right. Yeah.
But then Superman's like, I think you may have been a little too clever this time. He says, I've been noticing about this Kryptonoid man. The radiation he puts out hurts. It hurts a lot, but it doesn't actually seem to be killing me. In fact, I force myself to ignore the pain. It seems like all my powers are still functioning.
Yeah.
So it breaks out of its grip.
Fights. We have a great battle here, too. I love this.
Oh, yeah.
This fight between the Superman and the Kryptonoid man is excellent. Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, now I have to deactivate him without harming Tin because he was trying to talk to Tin, but he's like, I guess because the Lex is. What's that one line? He's like, hopefully, Lex didn't like erase Tin forever. It just kind of put him into a robotic coma.
Yeah, suspended animation. Yeah.
I love when the robot just like leaps and just like slams on top of Super.
Yeah, body slams onto him.
And he's like,
he's depending on simple brute force. Luckily, I'm not in short supply of that myself. And he punches it right in the chin.
Oh, yeah. Because I think he even said, he's like, he hasn't figured out Will Magnus's technology because, this thing doesn't have any of Tin's powers, just brute strength, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then throws him into the jet of the plasma jet, which kind of melts the little spawn on his chest, and he throws all the Metal Men's arm meters into there.
Yes. And
And
they all kind of spawn out of the kryptonite man, essentially, into new forms.
They're all basically Kryptonoid men now, yeah.
Yeah. And then this part makes me laugh so much when Dr. Tinker's off the side and Superman's like, Tinker, what's wrong with you? Not sure. Bad heart feels, and it just kills over and dies.
So leave it to Lex. Yeah, no poison cyanide pill. Yeah, no. He had a pacemaker, I guess, like part of Lex's design. So
Yes, he flipped the switch on this poor dude's pacemaker. What a jerk. Yeah, Tinker. He should have known better. He should have known better than to deal with old Lex.
I know that's why I always say like that, and like I mean Lex you can maybe reason with, but it's like it's like who works for the Joker,
Right? Somebody with a death wish.
or someone who needs an incredible dental plan.
yeah.
But then who's it? Platinum Cities. Oh yeah, all of our everything we were is down in that tank. So Superman just rips the whole tank out of the floor. And they all
hauls it back.
Yeah, they go back to Will Magnus's lab, and he's like, "Where have you been?
You did what? All the miserable unthinking. Yeah,
What have you tried? What have you done to yourselves?"
Yeah, starts laying right into him immediately. This dude is like right out the door, and he's automatically hollering at full volume at them. He hates them. I'll maintain that. Without having ever read a full issue of Metal Men, this man despises his creations.
I don't know. It seems like I think they were created in the era too, where it's like, they just got. They either give you like the creepy or like the angry professors, like Will Magnus, Professor X, even the Chief and Doom Patrol. Just
that's true. You didn't get the warm, like grandfatherly, like. Yeah, you didn't. That's true. You got one or the other of those other two archetypes instead. Yeah.
But yeah, because they're like, oh, when you refused to help Tin, we had to go look for help, and Superman's even thinking refused, and I love a Superman standing right there. He goes, "I should melt you down, the lot of you." Jump to the men program.
That's what I'm saying, man. He hates these things.
I know.
He views them as the worst thing he ever did. I guarantee it.
But Tim's like, "No, please, Doc. It's my fault. They just did this to save me. So if you should punish anyone, it's me, not them." And Superman steps in and says, Look, Magnus, I don't know what this is all about, but the world would be a lesser place without your Metal Men. It's true they sometimes act well, perhaps a little too human for their own good, but I, for one, vote to give them another chance." and Magnus, well, all right, Superman, because it's you.
Yeah, you talked me into it. I won't destroy these things that I hate with every fiber of my being. I resent all 6 of these robots with every moment of every waking hour of every day. But you've talked me into not destroying them. All right.
So then they all get put back the way their original forms, and then they all want to go after Luthor, and Magnus is like, "No, I can't. I can't shield you. He can do what he did before again."
Yeah, and maybe next time it will be worse.
Yeah, and Superman says, "As amazing as you are," he says, "and since Luthor tricked me into breaking into his lab, my testimony would be worthless as well. Luthor has covered himself as usual." I mean, I get it. We don't want Luthor arrested at this point, but I'm just like, didn't Lex just kill a guy with a bad pacemaker? Didn't Lex just try to kill Superman?
Right. Yeah.
I think that trumps breaking and entering.
Yeah. Superman apparently is good at persuading Doc Magnus to not destroy his creations that he despises, but he's not good at persuading himself to seek justice against Lex for anything that Lex does.
So Superman says, "I give you my word, Metal Man, one day soon, he's going to slip, and when he does, I'm going to be there. Count on it." I'm thinking, okay, one day, yes. One day soon?
Yeah, in another issue or two, I have a theory too. I have an interesting comment.
Okay. All right, nice.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So I don't know what you thought about this, but I know the first issue of Action we did with the Metal Men. When they're like, "Oh no, Tin's been destroyed," and Magnus is like, "I don't care," and all that.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I was trying to remember. I thought, "Oh, is he like under some sort of mental control or something? Is that why he's being a dick?" But I know. I guess he's just a dick.
Just his natural demeanor, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. I haven't read any Metal Men, like I said, but I'm gonna have to go back and read some of this and figure out what's going on here, why he hates these things so much. Because I think they're pretty cool. Like, I mean, all of them have different personalities, like they're shape changers, like they're pretty cool. Like the concept is neat, but I'm not going to be a fan of them if I have to put up with this douchebag in addition to reading their adventures. Like, I'm not a fan of the scientist constantly trashing his creations and making them feel like crap.
Oh yeah, that's like when I
Yeah.
read something where they guest star or something. It doesn't make me want to read. I mean, Will Magnus doesn't want me to
Yeah.
want to read
If it
any
was
Metal.
just them by themselves, then I'd be all set. But
Yeah.
if you got to have old grumpy guts along with you, then forget it.
Should we do that Jimmy Olsen backup?
Oh yeah, we can talk about that briefly.
Which
Yeah.
I kind of like on the digital. They put it at the end because like when they originally printed these, then they put them in the middle of the book.
It was right in the middle. Yeah.
Kind of like right in the middle of the story. You
Yeah.
backup. I'm like,
I didn't like that. That stunk. I like the idea of how they have it like this, or like in an annual, have it as a backup story in the back of an annual, that type of presentation.
I guess they're like, you're gonna read this.
You're gonna read this whether you like it or not.
You can't miss it.
Yeah. And it's not bad. Like, I mean, what it was a showcase, I think, that month to highlight or to spotlight some new talent. Like
That's what I was gonna
this
say.
writer and artist are both like names that I don't remember, and I think the inker too, maybe.
Yeah, because I was trying to remember
Maybe all of them.
most of the backup, most of these story like these backup story things they did around this time. Yeah, I don't remember any name like, oh yeah, that was what's so and so's first work. So yeah, I think they were. I don't know if it was a tryout or if it was just, oh hey, here's some new talent.
Yeah, I think it was just a showcase for some new talent. But yeah, I don't remember like even the colorist and letterer. The names aren't familiar to me, so I think all of these were just a way for them to showcase some new talent that was up and coming, and they did these for a lot of the books that month. I remember there were a couple of Batman ones. There might have been
I think there was one in Flash.
Flash, yeah, and Green Lantern maybe.
Wait,
Justice League.
Justice League. Oh yeah, I think there was one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most of if not all the books had one of these. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was a cool concept, really. I mean, I like that everybody involved with it, except for the editor, was a new name. It was cool. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know if I even have. I don't know if I have the credits for it, but yes, the synopsis for The Karma Baggers. Jimmy Olsen goes undercover to investigate the death of his friend Rondo.
Yeah.
Who I guess used to be the drummer for Rondo's band.
That's an 80s name.
Yes.
And I love Jimmy's Don Johnson look.
Yeah,
in
this, yeah.
Yeah. Even Cat Grant mentions it. Come on, Don. Boogie with me. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say then I've had someone else say oh yeah, one of the guys in the background says freeze Metropolis Vice.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you think of this art? I thought this was again, I wasn't familiar with like it's Britt Weisenbaker, penciler, James Scott inker. Like yeah, I'm not familiar, but the art, I mean, it's different. You know what it almost reminds me of? It almost reminds me of like early like Superman art from like the early days of Action Comics, like back in the 40s and stuff.
Almost.
Yeah.
I feel like this art would be better in like a horror type of book, like one of those anthology horror books that had different stories every month. like House of Mystery or whatever. As far as a superhero book, I don't know. I don't think it quite works as well.
Yeah. But yeah, for
But
some
yeah, it has a very golden age feel to it.
it
Definitely.
does, yeah. Because if you look at like early action comics and detective comics, I swear, yeah, if you
Mhm.
put it right next to this, I swear it would look very similar.
Yeah. I wonder if some of those books were where this artist kind of used it as their reference
Oh, maybe.
for their art style. Yeah.
I guess basically
Yeah, I think bad.
Jimmy undercover trying to save his friend Rondo.
Oh, Rondo.
Help me, Rondo. Help me.
Help me, Rondo. And without Superman's help, like he's too far away for the watch, the wristwatch to work.
Oh, you knew that was coming the minute he accidentally sets off that watch, and then
Yes.
leaving the planet. He's
I was
like,
oh yeah,
he's like, oh, I see, it's a false alarm. Okay.
that's it. Yeah, he's not gonna get to use that again.
Oh my god, but yeah, I mean, I get the attitude, some of it, but when Perry says, "Where's that half-wit Olsen?" I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, pretty brutal. Yeah,
I thought he was always like trying to look out for the kid. As we'll also get to, but it's just like, where's that half-wit?
yeah.
But yeah, at least here, Jimmy's getting his wish granted. Cat's like all over him.
Mm-hmm.
Although she's probably making fun of him.
Yeah. So yeah, she's teasing him about his Don Johnson look.
But it's so funny because, like, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but just this backup story, and then what we're gonna get soon here in a few minutes in Superman 17 with the signal watch. Both. It's like, man, and that Clark's like, when that's the watch is really close, man. It's
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna have to get Jimmy to turn the volume down on that watch a little bit when I'm around.
all right, but yeah, anything else on this one?
No, it was like I said, it was pretty good, but yeah, it's kind of forgettable. The story's just so. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what like notes they were given for all these backups, because I don't think any of them really starred like the main character. So I wonder if they were just like, oh, it takes somebody from like so and so, whoever's book it is,
Some
it takes
supporting cast
a
member.
supporting cast member. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like one of the Batman ones was maybe Commissioner Gordon.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, or somebody in the GCPD.
Yeah, and like the Flash one, I think was one of the Russian speedsters or something. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, all right. Should we move on to Superman 17?
Yes, starring my girl.
I was gonna say, I figured you'd be excited about this one.
Very much so.
All right. Superman Volume 2, number 17, May 1988, Cries in the Night. All right. Writer and penciler John Byrne, inker Carl Kessel, colorist Petra Skodish, letterer John Costanza, and editor Mike Carlin. The mystery of the Silver Banshee continues, and her brother Bevan McDougal appears. Boom.
Oh, is that the?
I told you they're all short.
This synopsis, all right, yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine.
Didn't even talk about our the non-guest appearance. Huh?
Yeah.
So
Maggie Sawyer, and Turpin find the dead body in the bookstore.
Yep, it looks
like it's been dead for 10 years, but that's not possible because it was just seen last night.
Yeah, the woman's like, he was fine when I left and when he framed the close up last night.
Yeah.
And Maggie puts it together. She's like, yeah, it looks like the work of, Silver Banshee.
Familiar, yeah. Because she did get away at the end of that first, her introductory story. She disappeared.
Yes, because Turpin tells us, yes, looks like she blew herself up in Action Comics 595.
Yep, 595. Which we covered a couple of episodes ago, I think, wasn't it? 2 or 3, maybe? Yeah. And then across town in an apartment, this part also makes me laugh. This dude's banging on some woman's apartment door. Want to cut down on the wailing in there? I don't care what you're on, lady. There's people trying to sleep here. I can just imagine her in the room, just in her sleep, going,
Ah!
yeah. Terrorizing everybody in this poor building, all the poor tenants of this building.
I mean, it's a burn-written book. I was ready for the guy to be like, hey, knock it off. Take you and your boyfriend, settle down.
Right? Oh, so funny.
But yeah, I guess she's getting out of bed and she's like, it's still daylight. Thought I had to cover at night. Now it's not the choice. Silver Banshee must wail once more.
Yeah. I love that picture of her too. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
She is back.
I love how her Silver Banshee face matches her, like those earrings or whatever.
Yeah. It's such a great design. That's one of the things I love the most about the characters. The design is killer. Yeah.
So then we see Lois in her apartment with her sister Lucy, and she's
trying on some new stuff.
She's going undercover or something, and then she says, "Aren't you afraid they're going to recognize you? Your picture's at the top of every column you write." And then she's like, "I don't think they're going to be looking at my face." But all we see is like fishnets.
Yeah, micro mini skirt.
Which I don't know if we even get back to that, do we?
In this issue, I don't believe so.
Oh, but I think that's the last we see of. Seems like the last we see of Lois, so maybe next time.
Yeah. And here's Superman.
Yeah. Once again, doing a recap, flying around Metropolis, doing a recap.
Talking about the Metal Man.
Yep. Yeah. Talking about the issue we just covered, Action 599. Although this is interesting. I love how he's like racing down the stairs, putting on his Clark Kent clothes. He's like, Superman may not be able to take direct action against Mr. Luthor, but let's see what Clark Kent can do. I'm like, man. Write some exposés, man. Come on.
Right. Kick that hornet's nest.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Again, that reminds me of one of the greatest things I saw on the internet where they're like, you know what? They should make a Superman movie, but all it is like, for some reason, the CIA or somebody wants to kill Clark Kent because of something he's writing, but they keep getting all frustrated because he doesn't die, and they can't figure out why he's not dying.
They can't figure it out. Yeah. What's the deal with this guy? He's got insane luck or something.
Oh, I'd love to see that. All right. So yeah, Walk goes into the newsroom, and Perry White's like, he's like, "Here, I got this message from Sarah Olson, Jimmy's mother. She's not too thrilled with his career choice." And he says he wants Clark to go talk to her. Me? Why me, Chief? Because you're Olson's idol, Kent. Everything he does to be like you.
It's so strange, don't you think? That whole thing with Jimmy Olsen's mom disapproving of his career choices, really, in Metropolis. Like, there's a lot of worse things that your son could be doing in Metropolis,
especially when it's keeping him close to Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but then having Clark go and talk to her, it's strange.
I know.
Yeah.
Olsen wants to do everything you do, Kent, including Cat.
Yeah. He wants all your sloppy seconds.
Wow. I was like, what am I going to say to her? That's for you to figure out. So then the stall, he takes the subway, because he's even like, man, it's weird taking the subway. Oh my God, can you imagine taking with super senses, taking the subway?
Ooh, all the sights and the smells.
Just the smells alone. I mean, yeah.
Oof. Good thing he can hold his breath for a while. Let's put it
No,
that way.
Yeah, he gets off at the station near Jimmy's house, which we've seen Jimmy at before, and he's talking to that same homeless guy.
That's right.
Yeah, Pete Shoemaker, because Jimmy's like, I don't think I've ever known your last name.
He's trying to set his mom up with this dude, I think, isn't he?
What, the homeless guy?
Yeah.
I don't think. Remember, he was just going to invite him to their house to sleep when it gets cold. I guess. I think.
I don't know.
This guy's like, he's like, pleased to meet you, Mr. Ken. I read your column all the time. I lay under it every night. But then they hear familiar wailing.
Yes.
Oh no! First they hear the burglar alarm. It's just down the street. Jimmy said, "God, he's still in that damn bow tie."
Yeah. I don't think he ever leaves the house without it.
Yeah. So they see Silver Banshee in the bookstore, and Jimmy turns on that signal watch, and that's when Clark's like, it's a close range.
Not again. I just got rid of the migraine from the last time, Jimmy.
And he says, "Oh, better hold on there, Jimmy. Remember, the Silver Banshee almost killed Superman the last time." He's like, golly, Mr. Kent, you're right. We better bag this babe ourselves.
Bag this babe ourselves. Yeah, good luck with that, Jimmy. Good luck with that.
Yes, and then meanwhile, at Customs, we see a big blonde fellow, big blonde mustached fellow coming in.
Yep. About 7 or 8 feet tall.
So it looks like.
Yeah.
And all the female employees are like, ooh.
I don't think they've made them like that anymore, she says.
So yes, big blonde mullet has entered the country.
Yep. Here's another mullet, folks.
So we bet Clark and Jimmy are sneaking back.
I love Clark trying to squeeze out of that little crevice. It's so funny.
But as they're trying to sneak around in the bookstore, Clark's thinking, I really hope we had seen the last of Silver Banshee. She really did almost kill me with that wail of hers last time. And I don't think having John Jones impersonate my ghost, would do much good against her this time.
Yeah.
But then the cops show up, so Clark's like, oh man, I got to do something. So he screams, Banshee.
Yeah. He's not fast enough, unfortunately, to save one of the cops' lives.
Yeah, well, first, she blasts him.
Yep.
Then the cops come running. She kills one of the cops.
Yep.
But then, Clark kind of comes to, and Jimmy's there. He's like, are you all right? I don't know. Maybe she didn't want me dead for some reason. Then he's like, or my desperate gamble paid off. Her sonic powers are cued visually. That's why she had trouble with John. I gambled my Clark Kent identity might have a similarly confusing effect, and it looks like I was right. So, they run out of the bookstore. He tells Jimmy, you stay here. I'm going to find help. I'm like, what if Silver Banshee's still in the area? Yeah, you stay here, Jimmy.
Yeah. Yeah. Just try to keep out of sight. Don't do anything stupid, Jimmy.
So he changes in Superman, says Silver Banshee must be stopped, but I don't think Superman is going to be the one to do it.
I like this little twist coming up here.
Oh yeah, because Banshee's is that the bookstore she's coming out of, and Maggie and the MCU is there. They got her at gunpoint, and then we hear, "Stay back, Captain Sawyer," and she looks up and says, "What the?"
Batman, my favorite character.
Yeah, there he is, swinging on in.
Superman
got there fast.
Yep. Now keep your people clear. And Banshee's like, "Oh, I've heard of you. I have no quarrel with you. Not if you let me be." And he's like, "I can't do that." I love how he says, "I have a reputation as a as a hard case to preserve." And then she's like, "Not for long." He says, "Sorry, Banshee, as a rule, I try to avoid fighting the fair sex." I'm like, "Who is this, Adam West?"
Yeah.
But I think for you, I'll make an exception. He flips her over his head.
Yeah, it's very un-Batman-like dialogue. But we'll see why in a moment.
I love Jimmy's like, oh, Mr. Kensing's going to find help, but I never expected this. The Batman of Metropolis. Then we
What
see
a story that's gonna. Oh,
big hand, like, I don't know, knock Jimmy out or something.
yeah.
Banshee's like, I don't know how you define my power, Batman. Mine too is the strength and speed of 10 men. And rip right across his chest, and we see, yep. There's another costume. Batman costume. Oops. She's like, Superman masquerading as Batman. That's why my powers seem to fail. But then we hear a voice say, Siobhan.
Yeah.
Bevan, you cannot be here. Oh yes, he's lost the shirt. He's lost the shirt, just.
Yep. Got a big old kilt on.
Would have been here sooner, but I had to lose my pants.
Yeah. Is it not my task to protect the honor of the Clan McDougal?
Superman just ripping off that Batman suit. Who is this guy? Him and Silver Banshee seem to be on a first name basis. Now big fella's gets started getting careless with that fancy hatchet. Things are tough enough in Metropolis.
Yeah.
But he says, no, this only concerns myself and my sister, and Trude and I will not be responsible for your safety. And Maggie's like, you got to be kidding. Pulls her gun. But I guess he doesn't want to cross arms with the police. Let me do what I came to do. We go our separate ways. Maggie, I don't think I can do that unless part of what you're doing includes turning the lady over to us. And he says, no, the woman who calls herself Silver Banshee has broken an ancient and hallowed ritual of my clan. She must be returned to answer for her crime.
She says, crime? You dare accuse me of a crime, Bevan McDougal? You who stole from me my birthright.
All right, now do the accent again.
Do not soil the air with your nonsense, Siobhan. The ritual you defied has kept the Clan McDougal whole and stood for 1,000 generations.
So basically since the beginning of time?
Well,
1,000 generations?
the beginning of Scotland, anyway.
Yeah. And Maggie's like, what are they yammering about, Superman? Your guess is as good as mine, but it sounds to me like there's a whole lot more to this Silver Banshee lady than we ever dreamed. And he's like, Bevan's like, yeah, it's time to return home unless you use your power against me. I almost wish I could, brother, but I'll not give you the satisfaction. Instead, I'll take my leave of you all.
I'll take my leave of you all.
And I did once before. Yep.
She hits that note again.
Boom.
Yep. And makes her escape again. And Bevan's gone as well. Bevan has taken off.
I love how Maggie's like, how am I supposed to catch her? She can do that whenever she wants to. And even knocked over Superman.
Yep. Well, it's that magical power that'll do it.
Yep. So then Superman sees Jimmy and tells Maggie, I'm going to take Jimmy home. Then she's going to put out an APB on McDougal and the Silver Banshee, and he bets on how much good that'll do.
Yeah, we won't actually see either of them again until... It's in a year or so. I know it's a Mike Mignola issue.
Yeah.
Mike Mignola does the artwork in that one. I feel like that's issue 30 or something. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it's something like that. Or no, it can't be 30. No, that's in the middle of Exile.
Oh, is it?
I wonder if it's either before or after Exile. I will get there.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh wait, hold on. I'll look. But yeah, Superman brings Jimmy home and meets his not as old as everyone thought mother.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently she had Jimmy when she was 18, so.
Yep.
Oh, it's issue 23.
I was going to say, I was just looking on the app. Yep, 23. Yep. So,
and I didn't realize Roger Stern wrote that one, so that's fantastic. Yeah.
So,
very cool.
Yeah, you don't have to wait till 30. Yep, 23.
That's right. Coming right up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because, So, Sarah Olson, she was saying, didn't she say Jimmy's 20 or almost 20, and then she had him when she was 18? So, Sarah Olson's only 38 years. So Sarah Olsen's younger than we are at this point.
Yeah, but she's got the silver hair.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why everyone thought she was old, because I think they've only shown her from behind up till now.
Yeah. So funny.
But I think Superman kind of talks her into, but after Superman flies off, Jimmy's mother's like, he's a very handsome man. And he seems very kind. I'm glad he's your friend. She seems very awestruck. And Jimmy, wow, do I even dare dream it? Superman and my mom.
Oh, Jimmy.
So then, but then he flies back to the planet, changes back to Clark, and then Perry, did you talk to Mrs. Olsen? Well, not exactly, Chief, but I'm going to. Oh Lord, is horny burn Superman now horny for his Jimmy's mom? Because he's like, I'm going to, believe me, I'm going to.
She's on my list now of hot available women.
She's in the under 40 club.
That's right.
Yes, I'll be back.
Yep.
But then Alice has a message for him. There's a message for you where you're at. Someone named Mindy Mayer up in Boston. She must have called about 10 times. He's like, oh, Wonder Woman's public. Speaking of horny, Wonder Woman's public relations. Flack. Thanks, Alice.
Right.
I'll call her right back. And it says something about Wonder Woman 16, which I didn't even add because I looked at it, and all it is, you don't even see Superman. It's just he kind of calls them back, but you don't even get his end of the conversation. So,
oh really? Yeah, I was going to ask you about that issue because I haven't read that one.
Yeah, I just looked through it real quick, and it was basically just like on their end, it's like Superman, okay, yes, put Mr. Kent back on, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I figured at most it was just going to be like a 2-page cameo or something.
Yeah, like I said, you don't see him, you don't even get like the dialogue or anything at his end of the conversation. So, but yes, a call has been made, a meeting has been set up, kids. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get to the last one?
Yes.
All right. Again, another short synopsis. I like this cover with him getting hit by the lightning.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
All right. Adventures of Superman 440, May 1988. The Hurrieder I Go. Writer John Byrne, penciler Jerry Ordway, inker Dennis Jank, colorist Anthony Tullen, letterer Albert de Guzman, and editors Mike Carlin and Renee Witterstatter. All right, here we go. Superman heads to his meeting with Wonder Woman. I guess stuff happens along the way.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, this did feel kind of like a filler issue to me.
It's setting up Action 600. That's like,
yeah.
And again,
it felt like
one or two other things that's going to come up here in the.
Yeah, it felt like it was filling in, like setting up everything that was going to happen in Action Comics number 600, but also addressing some of the other subplots that were happening, like the stuff with Jose, or still being laid up in the hospital.
Where I'd forgotten about this, like the first scene we get looks like Professor Hamilton like fist fighting with Superman, but
with the robot Superman.
I'd forgotten about this, so we kind of explained where that Superman robot left from last time came from. Yeah, it was in creation.
Yeah. And then some more stuff with Lex being smarmy and just Superman preventing a couple of catastrophes from happening. There wasn't really a whole lot that happened in this issue, but it was still good. Like I hadn't read this one before.
Although we do set up, because again, this time we get an appearance by the real
Batman.
Yes.
My favorite character.
Yes, and a major thing happens here because he has deduced Superman's true identity, or his alter ego is Clark Kent. Yeah.
Well, Superman gave him that scrapbook, and he's like, tell me, what all about this, and then. Although Batman's like, he's like, I figure out, you're Clark Kent. That's why I didn't invite Robin along. So yeah, he's told I'm not going to tell Robin. yeah. He's like, you should be able to tell. I'm not going to tell anyone because I didn't even tell my partner. I love Superman. Oh, I'm quite sure you won't do that, Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne, as he flies away. Now that brings me to the point that I was going to make, because he has deduced already that the guy is the world's greatest detective. So why doesn't Superman ask Batman to dig up some dirt on Luthor and try to use his detective skills to connect Luthor to one of 5 million things? Just ask him, take a weekend off, come up to Metropolis, I'll buy you dinner, and just spend a couple of days digging up some crap on Luthor and use your detective skills to tie him to all this nefarious crap that he's doing. If Metropolis, anybody can do it. The world's greatest detective can do it, right? It's amazing to me that he never once asked Batman, you know what, I need some help. I can't pin the blame on Luthor because he's covered all these bases, but there must be something that I've overlooked that the world's greatest detective could help me out with.
And even just like, how about a weekend swap? You dig up some dirt on Lucas for me, and I'll hang her out in Gotham for a while.
I'll single-handedly take care of, I don't know, Penguin, Poison Ivy.
I've already showed you I can take out the Joker in 5 minutes.
Right. I heard that you're having trouble keeping Arkham Asylum full. I'll round up a bunch of people and put them back in Arkham for you.
I mean,
and in the meantime, you can help me out with this Luthor problem.
I mean, I don't care how crazy you are. If you look outside, you look out your cell window at Arkham and you see Superman sitting on the lawn in a lawn chair, you're just like, no, I think I'll stay here a little longer.
Yeah. This padded cell is very comfy. Thank you very much. Yeah, it just astounds me that they never figured out a swap like that or something along those lines.
I think Superman I remember Batman does help him with some Lex info, but it's not until like the early 2000s, like when Lex is already president. Spoilers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when he's president, yeah, then definitely Batman gets involved, but I guess because it's happening in Metropolis and not Gotham, he's not that concerned about it.
Yeah. So when you think about it, I mean, Lex should actually be like a Batman villain because I mean they're kind of like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, and they should be like business rivals. I could see Lex trying to buy up a bunch of properties in Gotham and stuff and get LexCorp subsidiaries in Gotham all over the place and things like that. Trying to outbid Bruce Wayne on a bunch of smaller companies they try to buy up from each other. Yeah, it seems strange that there was never more invested in that.
Oh, did you ever watch the Batman Superman movie, the animated one? It was like
which
around the time of like Batman the animated series, or it might have been after Batman the animated series, but like Superman the animated series. It's like when they first meet in the animated universe. Oh, it's great. I love that movie.
I think I do remember that one. Yeah. It's been a long time since
there's some great scenes, just like a nightclub, and you see Batman coming through the skylight, lands on the table in front of this guy, just like and Superman comes in, he's like, stop, and Batman just grabs him and whips him over.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch that now. Yeah.
Oh, hello. No, I love this. I hate the fact that I have to be on X now to know you're live.
Oh yeah, because the Facebook thing is broken.
I'm killing Phil.
Yeah.
We did both. All right, we're done. We're done killing him. This one we also Jerry White's back. I guess he's gonna give Jose another chance.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it makes sense that he would go to visit him in the hospital after hearing about his fight with Combator in the other issue, and how he almost died.
And the doctor's basically like, yeah, your legs are going to be useless. You're never going to walk again. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, give it a few issues.
I love when Lois runs into Jerry in the lobby or whatever. She's like, too bad you couldn't realize the value of his words without him having almost died to prove it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, Lois, you didn't seem too romantically interested in him until he got trampled.
That's true, but she didn't treat him half as bad as Jerry did. Yeah.
Although
Jerry was a real
the whole Superman's my brother kind of didn't help things either.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. Ugh, that's still such a mess. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this too. Morgan Edge. He's like, yeah, that Superman robot that fell out of the sky last month. See, I told you, Superman's a robot.
Superman's greatest secret revealed. He's a robot.
Jeez.
It's so funny because it sounds like when this was written in like what 88, I think, right? That was also the time when there were a lot of people like Morgan Edge on the radio and on TV, like all the time. Like
Yeah.
it just seemed like constantly there were people like that all over the place. And
Are-
it is saying outlandish things like that, like Superman's a robot.
Okay, here you go. Noel, are you still there? All right, this is for you, Noel. I'm surprised. Some people in our modern era, in the real world, aren't accused. Like, how is Lauren Boebert not accused someone of being a robot yet?
Yeah, exactly.
That skank, Lauren Boebert.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
welcome.
one of the conspiracies when Joe Biden was inaugurated that it wasn't actually him because somebody could see that it was a mask, like a flesh mask that he was wearing. Like they could see it on the neck, on his collar. They could see the piece where the neck piece didn't attach properly. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. He's wearing a mask, a Joe Biden mask. Yeah, right.
Yeah, idiot. Your Bluetooth drops out half the time. But yes, they have these amazing lifelike masks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I love when Morgan Edge is talking about Superman's a robot, and Lex is like, he's like, yeah, right. He's like, as incredible as expecting anyone to believe the being who has thwarted me all these years is not even human.
Yeah, not even human.
I'm like, doesn't Lex know he's an alien yet? Or I don't know.
Yeah, well, he must have some suspicion because of the kryptonite stuff.
Yeah.
He must, yeah.
But then one of his little female lackeys comes in and says, security just brought the file you ordered collected. And he's like, the Sawyer file is in Maggie Sawyer. Oh, I remember we're definitely going to get to this in Action 600.
Yes, he's digging up some dirt on Maggie Sawyer.
Because he's like, oh, what about this? And then she's like, oh, you might want to check the page Jones turned in. He's like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, this is good. This is very, very good. In fact, I think this places Captain Margaret Sawyer firmly in my power. Superman or no Superman.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna out her. Oh my god! I can't wait because I think she. Yeah, he calls her up. He's like, "Oh, I have this. I'm gonna tell the world." And I think she's like, "Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I don't care, sucker."
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it.
Superman. Oh, we forgot to mention the scene. Yes, they actually do the scene from the cover where Superman gets struck by, instead of taking a cold shower before his meeting with Wonder Woman, he gets struck. He strikes the path of a lightning strike.
Yeah. Well, when you're Superman, you do what you can.
I heard Ray does the same thing to cool down.
Runs around in a lightning storm.
And then he's flying. I guess he was flying towards Smallville, and then he sees a guy on the interstate just like about to open
shooting at people.
Fire, out of his pickup, out of his moving pickup. I'm like, we never explained why, or he's basically Superman just grabs the rifle, bends it, and like uses it to tie him to the door of his truck.
Nowadays, we could explain that easily. Oh, he had road rage. Somebody cut him off on the interstate. That's why he was shooting. Okay, yeah.
He had a Biden bumper sticker. I had to shoot at him. Why did you shoot at those people, sir? Because they woke.
Call me Pinko Subversives.
I feel Noel coming to full power. Oh, but I guess this guy actually hit this gas truck, and now it's on fire and heading for that
for a McLands, yeah.
The Golden Arches of McLands.
Yeah. The Golden Arches of Metropolis.
So Superman, pulls the driver out, but this truck's still going. So he's like, this is my fault. If I wasn't still distracted thinking about my day.
Yeah.
I'd have dealt with this problem in the most efficient way in the first place.
Yeah, he needs some of that post-nut clarity, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically just flies the truck up into space, where the vacuum kills the fire.
Yeah. That's been his solution for a lot of the problems I've noticed. Just fly it up into space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, we found yet another weakness for Superman: kryptonite, magic, and super boners.
Yeah. Yes.
I love he's always bringing the truck back down. The guy, hey, look up in the sky. Now, where have I heard that before?
Yeah. 3 cheers for Superman.
3 cheers for Superman. Maybe he would have stopped it. Maybe he would have stopped that before it got as far as it did if he wasn't super horny.
Yeah. 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 He's like, now, if you'll excuse me, I still have to meet up with a very special lady to get some Amazonian strange.
No, my. But meanwhile, we see, Supergirl, who was pulled out of the ice.
Is it Supergirl? Yeah.
Or an incredible simulation.
Yes.
So we're going to get there in a few episodes here.
Yeah.
Man, is she hot. Of course. That's why she's thawing out so fast. Or did you... So I love when it's like, oh, when we do find out the truth about her, it's going to be a real eye-opener. She opens her eyes.
Yes.
So.
Yes, that is the cliffhanger in this one. Yeah, because the other ending for this isn't really a cliffhanger. It's like, oh, okay.
So Superman flies to the Kents, and then tells his mommy, oh, can you hold on to the scrapbook for me? And she's like, I've been looking all over for that. And he's like, this is yours? He's like, don't you realize how dangerous this could be? There's already substantial evidence it may have fallen into the wrong hands.
Yeah, and don't mind the fact that it's still smoldering too, by the way.
Why? Wouldn't space have put that out too? Unless he kept it next to his crotch, I guess.
in his prison purse.
Oh, jeez. No, I find
in
that.
Space, no one can hear you scream.
It's in his prison purse. I think the pants come off next.
I thought it was still smoldering because he was making another fire. Because when you rub 2 sticks together.
Oh yeah, all the friction. Yeah.
Yes. But he's like, here, I need. I guess his mom sewed up a new batch of capes. So yes.
How convenient. Yes.
I'll come back before I head to Metropolis. So he flies off, and he's thinking about the next thing as he's there's Wonder Woman on the ground because he's thinking about the scrapbook, and he's like thinking about who sent me that scrapbook. How did they get it? Could it have been that time Luthor kidnapped Ma and Pa, looking for the connection between Clark Kent and Superman? No, that can't be. If Luthor had the book, he'd have guessed my dual identity as surely as the Batman did. So we're saying Lex. Well, I guess Lex is as smart as the Batman, although his ego gets in the way.
Yeah.
Because remember, issue 2, I mean, Amanda McCoy was like, Clark Kent is Superman. He's like, no.
Yeah, he refused to believe it.
No,
yeah.
Man with that much power would never live such an ordinary life. No.
Yeah.
But yes, Superman flies down. Wonder Woman, Superman. I love how he says, at last. And then next thing you see.
Yeah, at last.
Then he just jams his tongue down her throat.
Yeah. Man, they wasted no time.
I mean, we barely said 2 words to each other, but here you go.
Yeah. I mean, how many actual how many interactions had they had before?
Not a lot, because they kind of show at this point. I think they've shown up to the same events, but I don't know if they've had any kind of in-depth conversation. I mean, she showed up first in Legends, and then like he mentioned last episode, I think he saw her at Millennium, but he really didn't interact much with her. I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. This is pure lust. I don't think they've had an actual real conversation yet.
Ah,
Yeah,
John
it's
Byrne.
yeah, it's so strange.
And it's so weird. Well, that's what he's trying to get. But that was so weird because he's like, "Oh, meet me in the middle of nowhere, away from all prying eyes."
Yeah, right. Yeah. In the middle of winter time too. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because they don't feel the cold, but whatever. Yeah. So
Yeah,
weird.
don't wear any regular clothes. Wear that outfit.
Yeah. And yeah, there was just no build up to any of this other than the weird dreams that he had a couple of times. But that was all I ever took those to be before this happened. Yeah. Mm.
But yes, kids, the creepy bordering on date rape continues in Action Comics 600.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, for a filler issue, this was still pretty good. Yeah, this is my first time reading this one. I liked it. And I really like Jerry Ordway's Batman because he
Yes.
draws Batman kind of like the Golden Age style almost with the way that he draws the cape and some of the inks and stuff. It looks almost kind of very Golden Agey.
Oh yeah, especially that panel.
Yeah,
where he's
that
hitting
right
the
there.
gold.
Yeah.
The one on the left. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very and kind of 50s too. It's very kind of 40s and 50s looking. It's cool. So I loved seeing that. And that whole conversation was my favorite between him and Clark, where they exchange the knowledge that they have about each other. It was clever.
I
Yeah.
love the look on Batman's face when he calls him Mr. Wayne. He's like,
Yeah. He's like, "What?" Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah. Because at this point in his career, probably that had not happened to him.
Oh.
Where anybody had guessed his real identity.
Oh, I love when he's swinging away and he's like, "Oh, I should have guessed there must be 100 ways for Superman to, figure it out with his powers." He's like, and to think I took all that effort to line my cow with lead foil.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah.
Well, it's not like he's like, Joe Smith. I mean, Bruce Wayne's probably one of the most famous people in the world. It's,
Yeah.
it's not going to take a reporter much to. I know that voice.
Yeah.
All right. So, any other thoughts on any of these, Justin?
No, I really enjoyed this one, and I love the cover. Like that's a fantastic cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
That might be my favorite cover. I was going to say, I'm sure yours might be the Silver Banshee one.
Oh yeah, mine's definitely the Silver Banshee one. Yeah.
Superman body. Yeah, that is a good one too. But...
Yeah. But this is a close second. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's like, I mean, Byrne's a hard act to follow. But yeah, I mean, like we were saying, the art in this issue wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Even the action with just the Byrne ink. So
yeah, and Ross Andrews always excellent too.
Oh yeah, I love his
You can't
Spider-Man
go wrong
stuff.
with him.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorite Spider-Man artists for sure. Yeah, it was a nice variety. These three comics were a nice variety of stories.
All right. See, so next time we are going to cover. Oh, we're only doing 2 next time. Well, again, Action Comics 600.
That's the big one. Yeah.
And Superman number 18.
Mm.
And then again, we for the month of May, you're going to get 3 episodes. So the episode after that, you're going to get Adventures of Superman 441 and Superman 19. So, that's right. Because we're going to be kind of paring down because after 600, Action Comics goes weekly, and
that's right.
I ain't gonna touch Action Comics Weekly again. We did 1 episode of that on the Green Lantern early on. I ain't touching that again.
Yeah, if it doesn't, none of them have Superman in them, right?
It's a bunch of like short stories. I think Superman is in there every month, but he only has 2 or 3 pages each issue. So
that's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And none of them are really that good.
Yeah, we can skip that. There's plenty of other Superman stuff that we can cover.
Yeah,
we don't need to. Yeah.
And again, I mean, we still got Adventures, we still got Superman, and again, And again, in the coming months, we're going to get like we did with the Booster Gold thing. Yeah, we're going to get
we have a Doom Patrol crossover.
Yep, in June. Yeah, there's a Doom Patrol and Superman crossover. Yep,
that's right. And some annuals, I think, are coming up as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I know we did
maybe
some.
I saw one in the lineup somewhere. Maybe it was under Superman.
Yeah. And then by the beginning of July, we're going to get to that. We're going to get our answers about that Supergirl.
Who is she?
Where does she come from?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. In August, we're going to get an issue of Swamp Thing also with Superman. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that Swamp Thing one.
Yep. And then.
Very nice.
We'll do at least an episode on Invasion, and then one episode in September, and then the rest in October. Exile. So,
yep,
we're gonna get some good stuff this year, kids.
Absolutely.
All right. So yes. So send us all your thoughts on this on next week. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Again, new logos, new merch is up on the store now. So, yeah, get some sweet merch.
Yeah, with the new logos.
Yes. And, of course, you can always just rain random money on us through the Cash App link, as little Hellfire demands.
Make it rain.
And, of course, the Patreon. Join the Patreon Elite like our friend Justin.
That's right. You get all the bonus episodes, all the Lilith Hellfire uncensored rants and conspiracy theories.
Join the Silver Banshee groupie over here in the Patreon.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever. Double biscuits for me.
All right, Mr. Justin the Owl. You can find him here 2, sometimes 3 times a month on an Electric Mullet. You can hear him once a month on such shows as Energon Universe, and at the end of every month on We Are the Night,
the Batman Podcast,
where we talk Azrael because Lil's too good to talk Azrael. And you can hear him every week over on Capes and Lunatics on either Marvel Tales or X-Men Classics with me talking something Marvel. Again, either X-Men or something else from the Marvel Universe. But that is not all he does. So where else can people hear you, Justin?
You can also find me and Russell over on Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where every month we discuss the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk. And we also have a Patreon, so do check that out. We have bonus episodes over there. And we're also covering on our bonus episodes every other month DC's version of the Hulk, which was called Damage from a few years ago. And that's been fun. It's my first time reading through that series, actually. It's been a lot of fun. And those are available every other month on our bonus shows on our Patreon. And also, we are joined by the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, on Predator and Prey, the Yaucha podcast, where we talk about Fox's Predator in comic books, action figures, movies, and more. And also, Gone the Form of Man, the Etrigan podcast, is another podcast that Russell and I do, where we're going back to the 70s and discussing the classic Jack Kirby Demon series in its entirety. And last but not least, my solo project, The Lost Library of Legends, is still chugging right along. And by the time that this episode comes out, there will be a new episode out on a 90s series from Marvel called Black Wolf.
We're going back to the 90s here, bitch.
With your host.
It's me, your old pal, the Owl.
That's your intro on Lost Library of Legends every episode.
Owl.
I'm going to talk about a new 90s comic.
I'm not that intoxicated on the Lost Library of Legends.
Grab yourself a bottle.
Hold on, let me grab a handful of this.
Oh, man, I'm so ashamed of myself. Silver Banshee.
Scream at!
Silver. Oh, no. I know what you were talking about. Yes, we got Wonder Woman at the end of this episode.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
That's what Superman was thinking.
Gonna be some dicks waving around in here.
Superman was here when she worked the pole. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Again, we'll see how this date goes next episode.
Yes, it'll be interesting.
Just wait for Wonder Woman then to step back again. Who are you again?
You look familiar. You look like I've seen you before, but I can't quite place it.
Man of Steel, indeed. Ow, my God. All right, kids, join us next time for another adventure in the truth, justice, and the mullet's way.
The Mullet Way.